Your Excellencies, Mayor of Oslo, Marianne Borgen, ladies, gentlemen and children, I would like to welcome each and every one of you to this very special evening, our first ever online virtual Trafalgar Square Christmas tree lighting up ceremony. My name is Jonathan Glanz, Lord Mayor of Westminster, and I am pleased to be joined this evening by His Excellency Wegger Strommen, Norway's ambassador to the United Kingdom. During these challenging times for our communities and our world, we are both really delighted to be able to bring you a slightly different lighting up ceremony for 2020.
This evening we are going to share the history behind the gift of the tree and show some behind the scenes footage of the journey that this magnificent tree makes all the way from Oslo to London. Tonight I'm delighted to say we have a video message from the Mayor of Oslo, wonderful music from the Regent Hall Band of the Salvation Army, and traditional Christmas carols to sing along to at home with the choir of St. Martin's in the Field.
We are very excited that some Year 6 children from St. Mary of the Angels School will soon be performing the world premiere of Julia Donaldson's newly commissioned poem, The Christmas Pine. We hope you enjoy celebrating our tree, the Queen of the Forest, wherever in the world you are watching from.
We now have a very short film with the British ambassador to Norway, Richard Wood, sharing a little bit about the history of why Norway gives London such a magnificent tree every year. Since 1947, the people of Oslo have given the gift of a Christmas tree to the people of London as a token of their gratitude for British support during the Second World War and as a symbol of our lasting friendship. As Norway faced occupation by the Nazi regime, King Haakon took an astonishingly courageous stance against his country's invaders and the imposition of Vidkun Quisling's government on the Norwegian people. The king fled to the United Kingdom, where he would stay for the duration of the war and cement strong bonds between our two nations. After 5 perilous years, he was eventually reunited with his family in Norway, crossing the North Sea on HMS Devonshire.
Over the decades, the people of Norway have continued to present us with a Christmas tree each year, and it reminds us that we were there for each other in our hour of need, and that 75 years down the line, we remain close allies and are working together to overcome a different challenge. Ours is a friendship forged by our shared history, our shared values, and our shared defence of freedom. Every year, the Royal Marines head to northern Norway to train in what Norwegians undoubtedly call real snow, but our current relationship is certainly not just a military one. It touches all sections of our society.
This year has been very different, and the situation we're in makes it hard to think of celebration. But at the same time, it's more important than ever that we find reasons to celebrate, to recognize depths of connection between nations, cities and individuals, which are far greater than those things that set us at odds.
Although the tree stems from one of the darkest times in modern history, it has come to represent so much more, and we look forward to continuing our fruitful relationship in the years to come. I'm so glad we're able to keep the tradition alive this year, despite the challenges we're facing. It wouldn't be Christmas without.
Thank you, Your Excellencies. A fascinating story and a wonderful and enduring tradition. One element of this ceremony that people do not get to see is how the tree is transported from a forest outside of Oslo to Trafalgar Square.
The tree felling ceremony, hosted by the Mayor of Oslo, Marianne Borgen, is a wonderful occasion.
The Agency for Urban Environment at the City of Oslo is responsible for selecting the tree.
So here she is, 23 meters high, around 80 years old. She has been growing here since the war. A long life, through cold and snowy winters, and dry summers and stormy autumns, with insects and fungus all the wears and tears of nature.
Nothing characterizes the city more than the Christmas tree from one of the forests that are surrounding the whole of Oslo. This is a forest that the citizens in Oslo really love and use a lot, both summer and winter. Each year, a Norwegian spruce is carefully chosen and brought over the pond to England and Trafalgar Square. We have done that since 1947. The tree is a token of gratitude of all the help that the Norwegians and also citizens in Oslo got during the Second World War. That is 75 years ago. So the tree is now much more than that. The tree symbolizes hope for the future, friendship, peace and solidarity. Every year the tree is different, and the forest keepers will tell you more about that.
We manage the forests owned by the municipality of Oslo. It's approximately 16,000 hectares of forest land covered with spruce, pine and some birch forests. That's equivalent to more than 20,000 football pitches.
A good tree for London is approximately 21 meters high, and it takes 60 to 100 years to make a good tree. It shall be symmetric with a conic shape and fresh branches, so it looks nice.
The soil quality and also genetics plays major roles in how a tree grows. Genetics we can't do anything about in a natural forest, but soil quality we can definitely do something about. And for the last 5 to 10 years of a Christmas tree's life, we tend to give it a bit of nutrition if it's needed, just to keep the needles green and fresh. As you can see, the sunlight and the exposure plays a major role in how the tree shapes. A south-facing tree normally gets thicker and longer and wider branches on the south side, while a north-facing exposure gives the tree a more consistent daylight lighting throughout the season. So a Christmas tree has to get the right amount of sunlight all through their lives. If it's an open landscape, it will get too wide, so wide that we can't transport it along the road.
We have to manage the tree and the environment around the tree at the right time. And that is sometimes from a small tree to a bigger tree. This is approximately 30 years. That is sometimes the right age to start the management of the tree, so we can make a plan for how to get it a nice tree after 50, 60 years from now. This is a natural forest and it takes time. What is a good tree in the dark is not the same as a good tree in daylight. The tree of the year is not too dense. As we see when the sun is behind the stem, we can see the light through the branches at the same time. The branches looks fresh, very green. So this is a good tree both for daylight and evening. Yeah, we have to calculate a lot. And that is the weight of the tree. So we can make the right pressure on the crane so the tree don't fall down and injure the chainsaw man. And the tree for the year have maybe a weight something about 3 tons. And then we have to lift it over and carefully lie down on the truck. And then we connect the branches to the stem, and then it's ready for the transportation. The first step on the travel to England, and that is 180 kilometers by the road. And when it comes to the marina, they put it into a container. What can damage the tree? under the journey. That is, the wind can dry the needles. The tree prepares for the winter and take out the water from the cell and the needles, because if they have water in the cells and the needles, they can freeze and blow up in the winter. And at the road, it can be salt, hit the needles and damage them. And also, when you come to the marina, if the wind blows, it can be more salt on the needles. So they can be dried and fell off.
This is a tree of love from the citizens of Oslo, and I hope when the light is on at Trafalgar Square, the people in London and all over Britain will feel the love, the solidarity, and it's a token also for peace and hope for the future. And I hope you will take care of each other, and I wish you all a Merry Christmas and a hopefully New Year.
What I love about this operation is it's something different to what we do day to day. We have about 1,000 units a day going through the terminal. So something like a Christmas tree that's a big national pride of place is really important for people. It's a really big operation. We have offices in Norway, in Sweden and here in Birmingham in the UK that we're involved. It's something all the guys and girls here take a lot of pride in. People want to be involved in getting it on and off the ship. As we bring it down the road, there's often trucks will see it and they'll beep and wave, so that's really nice. Yeah, we're really pleased to be involved in spreading some Christmas cheer. It's going to be a different Christmas for lots of people this year, so to be able to carry on this tradition and do what we've done for many years gone by is really important to me. So the people of Oslo have been gifting a tree to the UK since 1947, and this is because in the Second World War the UK took the King of Norway at the time and gave him safe haven in London, and ever since then, every year, Norway have gifted a tree to the UK. So it's been a difficult year this year, and we've not been able to do a lot of the things we would like to do in previous years. So we engage with the community, engage with the schools, and get people to come and see the tree and see what we do. But we can't do that this year, unfortunately. So we will make sure that we get photos and videos out online. So the tree is a Norwegian spruce. It's 23 metres tall. It's around 80 years old. It was felled in a forest in Oslo and then moved to the DFDS port of Brevik to Birmingham here this morning. The tree will move down to London, where in Trafalgar Square there'll be a virtual lighting ceremony, and we can't wait to see it illuminated. It's really good for DFDS to be involved in spreading some Christmas cheer. As you say, it's been a difficult year for everybody, so to be able to carry on this tradition that DFDS has been involved in for at least 25 years is really important. I'm really proud that our organisation and all our people get to play a part in this tradition that's over 70 years old now. It's something that the whole community can engage with, and the fact that it comes through DFDS and my team is something I'm really, really proud of.
This year's tree is around 80 years old, 23 meters tall and weighs over 2 tons.
The tree spends over 24 hours on a ferry travelling across the North Sea before arriving in the UK.
Once in Trafalgar Square, it takes a team of people 2 whole days to install the Queen of the Forest in its home for the next month.
a fascinating behind-the-scenes look at the journey of the tree. We now have a video message from the Mayor of Oslo, Marianne Borgen.
Dear Lord Mayor, Ambassador, dear the British people, og alle dere norske som bor I London. I am so happy on behalf of the citizens in Oslo to present to you this year's Christmas tree. This is a tree of love. The tree is a token of gratitude, friendship, solidarity and unity. We are forever grateful for your country's support during World War II. 75 years have passed since the end of the war, but we will never forget. We all need friends. Also cities and countries need friends, and especially now when we face extremely difficult times due to the pandemic. We are all in the midst of the challenging and insecure times. Therefore, it is more important than ever that this symbolic tree shines at Trafalgar Square this year. I hope the tree also will bring a sentiment of hope for better times to come. Traditions are important. They give us hope for the future, and Christmas is time for traditions. For the next weeks, the tree will spread its lights to the people of London and everyone passing by. Christmas will be different for us this year. Therefore, it is extremely important that we show that we care for each other. We can be close to each other even if we must keep social distance. With this tree of love from all of us in Oslo, I wish you all the best for Christmas and a hopeful and happy New Year. Take care of each other and stay safe. Merry Christmas everyone. God jul til alle sammen.
Thank you for those heartfelt words. More than 70 years ago, one of my predecessors stood in Trafalgar Square and accepted a Christmas tree from the people of Oslo to the citizens of the United Kingdom for the very first time. Sadly, and also for the very first time, I as Lord Mayor was unable to travel to Oslo for the tree felling ceremony, and likewise the Mayor of Oslo is unable to join us in person today. The COVID-19 pandemic has affected us all, but thanks to technology and our collective team's determination and hard work, I'm thrilled that we can still celebrate this very special annual tradition together, albeit virtually. On behalf of the citizens of Westminster and also of the United Kingdom, I thank the Mayor and the City of Oslo for the majestic Christmas tree, the Queen of the Forest. It is the nation's Christmas tree, and it is a true testament to our lasting friendship.
Now for the exciting bit. It is time for the big switch on. Please join us in a special countdown with thanks to just some of the many key and frontline workers who have kept Westminster going during these challenging times.
Fantastic, it's wonderful to see the tree lit up in all its glory. Now it's time for another first. We are delighted to present the world premiere of a new poem by one of the UK's most acclaimed poets and author of The Gruffalo, Julia Donaldson. The Christmas Pine has been written especially for this year's ceremony as part of a Poetry Society initiative. Here to bring the poem to life are 3 local school children who took part in some festive poetry workshops, one of which I was delighted to witness. Please welcome the children of St Mary of the Angels School.
The Christmas Pine by Julia Donaldson. Once upon a time, I stood with brothers and sisters in a wood.
The old trees told me I'd grown from a tiny seed inside a cone.
The whispering wind was a friend of mine. He said that I would grow and shine.
I grew up tall, I grew up high. I grew up until I saw the sky. Then came the day they cut me down and carried me off to a distant town. I travelled far across the sea, and now I am a Christmas tree.
Here I stand in the city square, I stand and shine in the winter air. The lions keep me company, and Nelson keeps an eye on me, and people pass and stop a while. I love to see them gaze and smile.
But more, yes, more than anything, I love to hear the children sing songs of reindeer, songs of snow, reminding me of long ago, songs of kings who travelled far, and songs of light from a distant star.
I cannot stay forever here. Another tree will come next year.
But think of me when I am gone. Remember how I grew and shone.
And may the children grow and shine like the Christmas pine.
Thank you for that wonderful performance. So that brings us to a close. We hope this year the Christmas tree in Trafalgar Square will lift the spirits for everyone, for all the Norwegians living and studying in London who are facing challenges to return home for Christmas.
All that remains is for us to thank you for watching and wish you all a very Merry Christmas. Please do join us in singing We Wish You a Merry Christmas with the choir of St. Martin in the Fields.
Each light in this tree represents a wish from us to you that everything will be better soon. We wish you all a Merry Christmas!